This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everybody. This is Peter Olson, your professor for color theory, and I'm doing the midweek critique of the hero portrait. I'm looking at all the work that's been posted in the discussion so far. If your instructor is Matt Penna, I'm also going to be looking at your work in the second part of the video. So first up, we've got Nicholas. Nick, your work is you did Walt Disney as your hero. You've got an interesting concept with the shape here of the Mickey ears and him in it. What I would say is this looks like you kind of auto traced a photo, and you really want to give this your own style and make everything very intentional. There's a lot of little artifacts in here and things that you could sort of clean up and have another take at it. I've seen Disney done a lot. A lot of people have him as their hero. So you really want to give it your own unique feel. This looks very much like a photo that's just been taken into Illustrator and auto traced. So keep going. I think you got a good concept. See what you can do with that. That's all I have for section 1. And section 2, we've got Andrew. Your hero is M Shadows. This is a good portrait. It's got a kind of unique style. It's self-contained so that it's not like cropped or anything. It looks like it has the right number of grays. Overall, I think it's pretty good. There's a couple little strokes in here. I would get rid of those because they're kind of ruining the shadow effect. That's the only area that kind of jumps out at me right in here. Other than that, I think you've got some good stuff going on. Yeah, anywhere where there's a stroke around between the light gray and the dark gray, it sort of ruins the shading effect. So make sure you take those off. But this is kind of an interesting portrait. So next up, Eric, you did filmmaker Matt Davella. You do say this is in progress and you want to add some film behind him. I think that'll help. Microphone, headset maybe, or something. You could add a little more detail in here. It looks like he has maybe a beard, and maybe you can put some highlights in the beard to give it more of a texture, feel like hair. And just a little cleanup, I think, and the portrait will be good. This is the Yankees logo. I just get rid of that. It's sort of distracting. I'm definitely a Yankees fan, but I'm just saying it pops out as sort of a detail little thing. All right, and then sort of finish off the shadow. You got a little more work to do. It seems like you have some ideas for what to do. Next up, Alejandro. You did your grandmother. And this is sort of inspiring. It's kind of an amazing image of her, and I see you put your photo reference, so it actually translated from the photo pretty well. You got a lot of heavy line work, which is okay, but as I said before, it sort of ruins the shadow effect when the light gray and the dark gray are separated by a black line. So as you work on this, I would consider highlights in the face to try to bring out some. Maybe your light gray needs to be a little lighter, and a little bit of cleanup, maybe not so much detail. It looks like you worked really hard on this. And then overall, the concept, it's right now it's a pretty good portrait, just the face, but you want to turn it into something kind of interesting for a shirt. And just for inspiration, I wanted to show you one of my campus students, Yeleni. She did her mother, and this is it. So it's sort of a self-contained head, but then she has some flower elements around it, and you can picture this on a shirt. It'd be kind of very nice once it gets in color and all that. So consider other elements that you can add in to make it more of a unique piece of art and not just a translation of a photo. I think that's it. So keep posting, everybody. I can't wait to see your work.